Sunshine and rain, some things don't change. Thinking about the days we were young, we were younger. Innocent in our ways, we were dumb, girl. But nothing really mattered, I could always count on you. Your touch will leave me breathless, so let me give it back to you. You know my name. Sunshine and rain, some things don't change. Thinking about the days we were young, girl. Innocent in our ways, we were dumb, girl. When nothing really mattered, I could always count on you. Your touch will leave me breathless, so let me give it back to you. I could always count on you. I could always count on you.
What is going on, everybody? How is everyone doing? It is Wednesday. Thank you for sticking with us. I know our schedule is very messy right now. Jackson's joining with us. John is at the Gold Cup game with USA, and Sam just couldn't make it tonight. He might make it. He might make it in the middle of the podcast. But Jackson, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, Josh. How are you doing?
Doing great. All right, but let's just get right into it. It's not much to talk about. I'm going to be honest. This will be a short podcast. But the Royals, these past three series, have lost one of the three series, tied one of them, and won one of them. And one of them was against the Minnesota Twins, which is one of the best teams in baseball right now. Have you noticed anything different about the Royals recently?
Yeah, they're getting rid of the old people that are washed up and can't play and letting the young people that are exciting and fun to watch play. Cutting Owings has done the lineup wonders. Now we finally cut Boxberger. That was good. Yes. I don't know. Maldonado's actually starting to hit, so there's something. The starting pitching's been okay. Bullpen still's pretty bad, but honestly, no, I feel like this is the way this team should have been playing all year. I don't expect them to do playoff type numbers, but
if they were playing like this the whole year, I definitely could have seen them losing only like maybe 90 games, not over 100.
Yeah, I think in the second half after the All-Star game, they'll probably play around 500. That'd be my guess.
But it's a little too late now. But if you guys are listening to this before tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central, which would be June 27th, don't forget to type Hunter Dozier on Google, and that can get you an All-Star vote, or vote Dozier on the MLB All-Star website, I really guess, but...
Just Googling him votes?
Yeah.
The hell?
But you can only do it once. Yeah, I'll just do it right now. I just voted for Hunter Dozier.
That's kind of lit.
But yes, make sure you go do that. Vote Dozier, Bulldozer. But let's go into the NFL with some more serious news. Tyreek Hill had a meeting with NFL investigators for about 8 hours today. What do you think the outcome of this meeting will be?
Probably a 3 to 6 game suspension, because the NFL would look pretty bad if they didn't give out a suspension, yet they don't have any evidence, so they don't really know what they're going to do. But they gave Ezekiel Elliott a 4-game suspension for a similar case where they didn't have much proof. So I think that's what they'd probably do again.
And would you be fine with that?
I mean, as opposed to what it was going to be, where we were going to cut him and he probably was never going to play football again, yeah, I'd be okay with it. But, at the same time, It's going to be tough to beat Jacksonville in week 1 without him. It's going to be tough to beat Baltimore in week 3 without him. So,
Well, he could also appeal.
I mean, if they're going to give out this ruling, they're going to give it out before preseason, most likely.
Well, yeah, most likely the ruling will be released around 4th of July, so next Thursday.
Damn, that's next Thursday.
Yeah, those are rumors.
Well, I mean,
I definitely see a
who knows?
suspension coming out of this for sure. I don't think he just gets away like this. I mean, to be honest, there's nothing been proven, but the NFL does want to set a tolerance. Sorry, I'm just watching this U.S. game. But they just want to show, like, if you do something like this, we don't tolerate this. And the Chiefs kind of already did that with Kareem Hunt, and I feel like Tyreek Hill kind of learned his lesson. Like, it makes it interesting to see if Kareem Hunt was still on the team, would Tyreek Hill still be on the team?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty.
Would have Tyreek Hill lied and thought he might get away with it? Or did he know I have to tell them the truth if I want to have a little chance?
I thought the fact that they didn't cut him immediately after the videotapes came out was telling, because that meant that they knew something that the rest of us didn't, and that they still believed that there was that he was going to be innocent. So that kind of made me a little more confident in what was going to happen.
Yeah, I was shocked too as well after the draft that he still wasn't released. And then I thought the Chiefs were just trying to get his side, but he's still on team.
Here's an interesting thing. If that videotape doesn't come out, or that audio tape doesn't come out, do you think they end up drafting McCole Hardman in the 2nd round?
Yeah.
Still think so?
I don't see why there's a bad reason to.
I'm not saying there's a bad reason, but it's kind of weird that
when you lose Chris Conley, it's just someone else to replace.
They traded up for him too, but I mean, I don't know. Wide receiver was not the biggest need on this team, so that was a little interesting. What?
If Hill was on the team, of course, he was not wide receiver was not the biggest option.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that's why I think that matters a little bit. I think because of the audio tape.
Tyreek Hill is expected to be at training camp.
That's good news. I mean, I think both the Chiefs and Tyreek have handled this pretty well.
And would you like to know who reported that?
Schefter.
Nope, Ian Rappaport.
Well, I mean, that's just
as
valid.
Yeah, someone that's very reliable.
I really thought you were going to say someone else.
I know who you're thinking of too.
I'll type it in the Discord.
Well, it wouldn't have been that easy, to be honest. Oh, no. Wait. We were not thinking the same person.
But, anyways, yeah. So I think, honestly, that audio tape coming out has a little bit to do with why we traded up to draft a receiver in the 2nd round as opposed to taking another player.
So are you saying you would have drafted differently if Tyreek Hill was on the team? Or do you still like the pick?
I don't mind the pick because, to be honest, you don't have a ton of receiver depth. But
yeah, I mean,
I still think that there was definitely spots that we could have gotten better and there was better value. I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think that McCole Hardman was the best player available at the time we took him. And also, I believe we probably could have stayed put and got him. But that's not a knock. I'm just saying, he could work out beautifully in our system. It's not a bad thing to draft more weapons, But, I just felt like all that coming out. Like, I'm gonna take a look right now. Actually, I'm gonna look up the draft. I'll see who was drafted after him, and of course, none of them have played, so we don't know. But I would just give my opinion on who I think they should have taken. But yeah. I think that he'll be a fine receiver here. Personally, if it were me, I wouldn't have let Conley go. I feel like I talk about that.
Money he wanted.
I feel like I talk about that more than anyone, but I wouldn't have let him go. And I feel like was he great? No, but I feel like I talk about at the same time he fit in the system. He was a reliable guy to have, and wasn't that expensive. I mean, this year he's making $2.5 million, and next year he's making $2.29 million. So I mean, that's nothing. You know, we could have paid that.
I would agree on that for sure.
And
But
it's kind of frustrating. But then, I mean, you don't know. So I'm taking a look at the draft right now, and we picked McCole Hardman. Actually, the pick after McCole Hardman, JJ Arcega-Whiteside, I think he's a better receiver, but I mean, that's still to be figured out. Taylor Rapp, safety, that would have been nice. I still think it's gonna be interesting to see DK Metcalf. Surprised he fell as far as he did, but yeah, obviously these guys are a lot of people that no one knows yet.
DK no one knew about DK until the combine. That's the thing. He had that really good combine, and that got him from probably going undrafted to a 4th-round pick.
He was a second.
Wait, Seahawks got him with the 2nd?
Yeah, they took him in the 2nd round.
I swear I thought it was the 4th.
I just looked at it. They took him in the 2nd.
Oh. Well, he was still going to be a really, really high draft pick then.
The biggest gripe of the offseason for me was letting Demetrius Harris walk. And you're going to think that sounds stupid, but he was a great backup tight end to have, man. And he really isn't expensive again. He's going to make $3.4 million this year. You could have paid that. You really could have. And
but you got to think about this. All of that money matters for next year when you offer Mahomes that contract.
But do you have a backup tight end right now? I mean, who is it? I mean, I can't even name him. Do we have one? Like, that's a good question. Like, I don't even know. And that's kind of scary because, if Kelsey gets injured, which I hope doesn't happen, but I mean, if we're just being realistic, it's a possibility. Who the hell's going to play tight end?
Couldn't give you the answer right now, Jackson. I couldn't give you the answer.
Yeah, so I mean, that's just what I'm kind of like. I don't know. It's just like.
Well, we didn't have a top 10 pick, so we couldn't get Heckelson. I think that's his name. From
Hawkinson.
Iowa. Hawkinson.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I know you couldn't have gotten him, and I know you couldn't have gotten Noah Fant, but you could have gotten, oh crap, what's his name out of Alabama? Who's a tight end?
Oh shoot.
He went in the 2nd round to Denver, I believe.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't think of his name right now. Or a guy that I actually thought fell way too far, Jay Sternberger. Probably no one's ever heard of him, but he went to A&M. He went in the 3rd round, and that dude, one of the fastest tight ends I've seen play. So, I don't know. I really don't know. I thought the Chiefs draft, if we're being honest, I mean, it's hard to really evaluate it right now, but I thought it was a pretty weak draft.
Well, did Clark Hunt select Patrick Mahomes?
Well, I mean, Clark Hunt was there.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Okay. But anyway.
That was Veach, though, that was really the key factor behind that.
How would he be the key factor if he didn't have him, if Clark Hunt didn't select him?
What the hell are you talking about? Veach was the one that wanted them to pick him. You act like it's just one guy that picks him. It's not just one guy. I mean, it goes in. There's so many people.
I know it's not just one guy, but I'm just saying.
Clark Hunt doesn't make the pick. You know that, right?
I know he doesn't make the pick, but I mean, I would assume the GM has a really big say in it.
He's not the GM.
He was, I thought.
No, John Dorsey was.
Oh, sorry, John Dorsey. I don't know why I said Clark Hunt.
Clark Hunt's the owner of the team.
Yeah, I don't know why I said Clark Hunt.
But even then, Dorsey was high on Watson, and Veach was just someone in our front office at the time, and he was high on Mahomes. And they ended up taking Mahomes. They fired Dorsey, put Veach in. I mean, that's kind of what happening now. I mean,
yeah, that was like, Jackson, do you not remember our GM?
What?
I was like, do you not remember our GM?
No, yeah, you were tripping, bro. I was like,
let's just go into the next topic, which is the NBA. Ernest Cancer, if that's even how you pronounce the name.
Ennis.
Yeah. Says Zion Williams is a Julius Randle with hops. Do you agree?
No. I mean, this is just a hating comment.
Is he salty?
I wouldn't say salty, but I think the most comparable Zion is right now is I'd say he's a Ben Simmons, to where He's probably a better Ben Simmons, but they're very similar. Is that they're both physically dominant, except that they can't shoot the ball, which isn't a problem. I mean, Giannis just won MVP and he can't shoot the ball very well. So, that you can overcome that. But yeah, I don't know.
So
And Enes Kanter is not one. I mean, he is. In 10 years, no one's going to remember who the hell Enes Kanter was.
unless people remember for the dude that said Zion is just another Julius.
It's true. I mean, I'm pretty sure Zion is going to be an all-time great. But,
Whoa, okay.
well, I mean, it would be a pretty disappointing outcome if he doesn't turn out to be like a top 20,
too much
30.
hype.
If he doesn't turn out to be like a top 20 or 30 player of all time, I feel like he let everyone down.
Well, then he's going to let everyone down.
I mean, you could say that about anyone. When Steph Curry got drafted, nobody would have said he would have been a top 20 player of all time. I'd consider him top 10. But, I mean, that's just the way. LeBron, even when he was drafted, people were saying he wasn't going to be.
No, people were.
Michael Jordan literally has a quote saying that he doesn't think that his talent will translate to the next level and that all of his highlights are cool, but he's just playing high school kids. Like, people, you forget, just because it was a long time ago, people doubted LeBron coming into the league.
His nickname was the Chosen One.
I mean, people obviously were very hype on him. They were very hype on Zion, but that doesn't mean like he had his fair share of haters coming into the league that didn't believe in him.
Zion being another LeBron.
You don't?
I do.
Oh, you do? I hope so, man. And it's pretty similar. Honestly, they have similar builds.
And would you like to know something?
What's up?
Zion will not do the dunk contest.
It's interesting.
He said he's not that type of person. He said he just dunks in pregame just to get himself hyped up.
Yeah, no, he's a very nice guy. If you listen to his interviews and stuff he does, he's a very humble kid.
Yeah, so make sure to tune in on July 4th with our interview with Zion. I'm joking.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. But
if we had Zion, I'd freak out.
But he's a very nice guy from what it appears.
He's very humble.
Yeah, and I think, they were talking about like how he's the face of the franchise now, and he kind of just like shut it down. He's like, I'm 18, like the guys like Drew Holiday and all them that have been here, like he's downplaying it, even though he knows that.
Yeah. So would you say? So then, are you saying? So would you agree Zion's the face of the Pelicans?
Oh hell yeah! I mean,
even though he hasn't played a single minute as a Pelican,
Zion, and I would go as far to say this is the best player on the Pelicans right now.
Well, I mean, that's what the face of. I would really assume.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that, but
is Giannis the face of the Bucks?
Well, yes. I would say more times than not, yes, the face of the team is the best player, but there's some occasions where that's not the case. But what I was going back to saying is that I just don't. Here's the thing: I think he's going to be great, but I feel like he would have been better 20 years ago, because today's NBA does not fit him as well as it did 20 years ago. People, those idiots that are like, oh, the 90s were such a physical era, they're nimrods, all right? That was not, they just couldn't shoot as well, which was why Zion would absolutely dominate, and they weren't as big, so Zion would absolutely dominate. Like, if he was born in a different time, if he was playing in the 70s, he honestly might average like 80 a game. Like, that's not an exaggeration. Like, that.
What'd you say? What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
If he was playing in like the 70s, he probably could have averaged 50 to 60 points a game, 80 maybe. I mean, that dude. You think about it. They were all
in the 70s.
They were so damn unathletic. Like, it was terrible. They're only great. Like, name 5 great players that played in the 70s. Kareem, Wilt, and then after that, it's like.
When did Larry play? I'm just asking.
I think he was the 80s. That's when he was in his prime, at least. I mean, even maybe the 70s is a stretch, but the 60s and 50s, my God, Zion would average 130 points a game.
Well, you could say the same thing about LeBron, I would assume.
LeBron would average like 300 a game. Like, it's too easy. But yeah, that goes for really any player. The game keeps getting better, which is why LeBron doesn't have as many rings as Jordan does, because his face.
I'm going to bring up another thing. The NBA is thinking about shortening the NBA schedule in the 2021-2022 season to probably 70, I think.
That's not even. I mean, sure,
That's
fine,
12 games.
I guess, but I mean, like, does that really matter that much?
Well,
I
then
would think.
the finals would be done probably in early May,
Yeah, I think
or
I
maybe even late April.
I don't have a problem with the finals getting over in June, to be honest, because
Yeah.
the NBA, this is like the worst time of the year, like in
No.
sports. No, it is. It is 100% the
March.
worst.
No, February. Second week of February until March Madness is the worst week, or is the worst time period for sports.
I don't know. I think not having basketball or football is the worst. I mean, you
So you would rather have basketball than baseball?
honestly, yes, because it's more fun to watch basketball. It really just is. Even though we don't have a team.
I was about to say, what if this is 2015?
Well, I mean, obviously, if your team was good, it would be a whole different situation. But I mean, even when the Royals were good in 2015, there were times where I'd be lying if I said I watched all 162 games that year.
Well,
I didn't.
no. I didn't either, but it's like you watch a majority of those games.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like the NBA has more stars, more people. It's got more hype around it for sure. There's more people that talk about
It
it.
has more money to their name.
It's more in like. I think the difference is that the MLB doesn't have the marketing and superstars that the NBA does, and I think it's a shame because the NBA, I mean the MLB has a LeBron James right now, and his name's Mike Trout. So if they were good at marketing, and if Mike Trout had the personality of someone like Bryce Harper, he would be like 3 times as big as he is right now. Not saying he should, but I mean,
Yeah, I was about to say, do you want Mike Trout?
I mean, he's a humble guy, and I'm not mad at him for that. But I'm just saying, like, if he had a more outgoing personality, he would definitely be like a worldwide phenomenon. I mean, he's one of the best
Jackson,
baseball.
this dude still is.
I mean, you can ask the average person who Mike Trout is, and I bet a majority of them won't know.
No.
If I walk up to someone on the street and I'm like, "Who's Mike Trout?" I guarantee you, there's going to be some people that say, "I don't know who the hell that is."
I would say
If I ask,
75% of the people would know.
and if I ask people who LeBron James is, I guarantee you 100% of the people would know who LeBron James is.
Jackson, 75% of the people, I feel like.
I don't know. Baseball doesn't have the following that these other sports do.
What if it was Derek Jeter?
I think that would honestly probably be a little higher just because he's like a
Yankee.
Yankee that he's like an all-time icon.
And if I said Alex Rodriguez,
people would know Alex Rodriguez. I mean, that's like Barry Bonds too, but like.
No, I don't think people will know Barry Bonds. I'm being dead serious.
I mean, people know Barry Bonds.
People know Michael Jordan. People know Tom Brady. People know LeBron James. And I get what you're saying, but I feel like people know Mike Trout.
I mean, if I get on Twitter, and it goes with my feed. Like, I don't follow everything MLB, but how often do I see Mike Trout's name come up on my feed compared to a LeBron James or a Michael Jordan or a Tom Brady?
Well, it depends on how big of a fan you are, and you're a huge LeBron fan, so.
Well, I mean, I'm not a huge Jordan fan, and I see that all the time. I'm not a huge Brady.
That much.
Oh, dude, it's all the time. And I'm not a Brady fan at all, and I see that all the time. I mean, I can't tell you the last day I logged onto Twitter and I went the entire time without seeing Tom Brady's name. Like that, it's been probably a couple months. It's bad.
Honest, it's because of branding. It is.
And that's what I said. I said the MLB is terrible at marketing, which is, they've got to get better because, like I said, they have a LeBron James right now. Mike Trout is like one of the greatest players,
I feel
if
like
not
more people know who Mike Trout is than Bryce Harper.
I would disagree there. I think more people would know who Bryce is. But this is really not provable, so I don't know why we're even doing it. But I think Bryce Harper.
Provable. Someone can give us a camera and we'll go on the streets.
Yeah, but that's only to a select few. I mean, we'd have to ask the entire freaking population of the world.
Okay.
I mean,
that's like a few people.
People are idiots, though.
If you're
not
a
fair.
videographer out there and you're listening to us, hit us up at KC3 Takes on Twitter or Instagram. We won't fly you out.
Here's the thing, though. Like, let's even take away from Mike Trout. Let's go to Mookie Betts.
No,
All
no
right,
one knows. No one knows. I will give you that.
but this goes to my point. This is an MVP that nobody knows, and that's concerning. If you ask people who Giannis was, I bet that might not be as huge of a number, but it would still. If you ask people who Harden is, a lot of people are going to know who James Harden is. If you ask people who
no.
Steph
Who do you
is,
think?
a lot of people are
I
going
was
to know who
about to
Steph
say,
is.
who do you think is more whatchamacallit?
Popular?
Yeah, who's more popular? Steph Curry or LeBron James?
LeBron James. I mean,
No. And I'm not trying to be like, I don't know what the word is. It's not racist, but I feel like more people in Taiwan, China know Steph Curry for some odd reason more.
why the hell would that be?
I don't know, but I
That
just
makes no sense.
no if because Steph Curry's
Steph Curry's
always
not from another country,
yeah,
so that
but
doesn't
Steph
make
Curry's
sense.
always going over there. When was the last time LeBron was out of the country?
Here, I'm on ESPN. And it's the top 100 athletes. Number 2 is LeBron James. Number 1 is Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's find out where Steph is. Number 9.
Would you like
I'm
to
telling you, bro. Steph Curry is not more. LeBron James is the most popular basketball player on the planet.
Top 15 jersey sales: LeBron James, Steph Curry, Giannis, Kyrie, Joel. I feel like people would know Joel.
I'm looking around this, by the way.
Luka
I'm
is
looking
a
up.
name.
These are the top 100 this year, and Brady doesn't come up till 30. That's Tom Brady. He doesn't come up till 31. And I still haven't seen it. Like Ninja. Okay, Ninja, what the hell? But
People know who Ninja is. I feel like more people know who Ninja is.
he's not an
than
athlete.
Giannis.
That's what I'm trying to say. He's not an athlete.
Sports athlete.
You should kill yourself if you think that. Just kidding.
No, you shouldn't.
I said just kidding. God. I don't think it's a. Kaepernick's 57th. Guarantee you he wouldn't be in the top 500 if he didn't run his freaking mouth. Carmelo's 65. I still haven't seen a baseball player. And we're.
I thought you
Rogers is 82nd. Giannis is 85th. Like, this is.
What did you do?
There we go. Number 99, Bryce Harper.
For ESPN World Fame?
Yep. World Fame 100. Bryce Harper's 99. That's the only baseball player on the list.
Are you sure? Or did you accidentally just... Jackson, this is because of, like...
What do you mean? Because of what?
Of their Googled moments.
Their Google's endorsements and their social following. That shows how popular you are.
LeBron...
Does it not?
LeBron, like, why is he number 2 when Neymar has... Why isn't LeBron number 1 if he has more endorsement money?
Because look at the social following.
Social following, yeah. Okay, look at 3 and 4. So LeBron should be 4 at least.
Why the hell would he be 4?
The social following, Jackson.
I don't know how they do this, to be honest.
A
but
cricket player is 13.
I mean,
Cricket.
there's. What I'm trying to say is that baseball is marketing terribly.
So you're saying we might as well say cricket's marketing better than baseball because there's 2 cricket players in the top 20 compared to 0 baseball players, and there's a cricket player at 22nd.
Well, the argument was you said Trout was more popular than Harper, and Trout's not on the list, and Harper is. So.
Okay, let's look up because Google shows how many search results there are for Mike Trout and Harper. So Mike Trout has 824,000 results. Bryce Harper has, holy crap,
Yeah.
6,820,000.
I'm telling you, he's more popular.
Past 24 hours, 72 results for Trout, 71 results for Harper. Boom.
Oh, yeah, because the past 24 hours tells...
Let's do it on Google because that was on Bing.
I don't even give a crap anymore, okay? This has gotten out of hand.
Bryce Harper. I actually do care. For some odd reason, this is like... Why can't I find this now? I don't know. Okay. Well, that got us 10 minutes, but really? We have nothing else to talk about, guys? Unless Jackson has anything to say.
I don't think so. Just couple things to just top out on.
Blake Griffin's 100. Oh.
Hell yeah, he is. He has a sponsorship with Kia. When he dunked over the Kia car, that blew his
You
ass
mean
up.
the rigged dunk
Oh my
contest?
God. Just stop it. Who cares about a dunk contest being rigged? But no, I just to end things off, top things off, some headlines that we're not going to dive deep into. KD opts out of his contract.
Oh,
Free
yeah, I
agency
forgot
is
to
about
talk
to
about
start, so that'll be a lot of fun. Klay Thompson said he will take the max from Golden State if they offer it to him, but if they don't by Sunday at 6 p.m., he will most likely meet with the Clippers. So that is a little interesting. And yeah, there's just a lot of free agents coming out. Kawhi opted out, but it's looking like he might go back. But yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. The NBA free agency is. I think that it's going to shape the NBA up a whole lot this
It's actually
season.
going to be interesting next year.
This is going to be a lot more fun than last year.
Pretty
Let me
much
look
that's
up.
it. We don't know if we'll be here. We definitely won't have a podcast Saturday or Sunday. Maybe Tuesday. I don't have a schedule yet. But we will see you guys at some point.